Hi, it's Tony Pancaldi. I'm back as promised. It's the 26th of March 2020 and I'm in Colchester, Essex in the UK. First of all, thanks all of you that said such encouraging things about the last video. The purpose is to encourage us at this time, give us hope, as things are very difficult for all of us. I want you to know that I don't make these videos with the person in mind. And so actually, as you watch it, you can take it as read that I've done it especially for you. My story today, true one, involves a man who in 1997 entered into the world's yacht race, single-handed yacht race around the world, non-stop. It's called the Vendee Globe. And he entered the smallest boat, an Englishman. And he had worked for 10 years to enter that race, to get his 50-foot boat together, to raise sponsorship and all the things involved. And there he was in the race. And off they went. He was doing fine. And then they all the yachts encountered hurricane winds that people hadn't seen for many years in the southern oceans, desperate. We're talking 60, 70-foot waves. It's almost unbelievable to think about, actually. It's like a tsunami coming at you. During the time in the hurricane, he got badly injured in his elbow. And he had no anesthetic on board, but by using a fax machine, he was in contact with a surgeon ashore who was instructing him how to operate on his elbow, which he had to cut open. And he did this in a hurricane with the ship going everywhere. And the fax paper was coming out with instructions, and it was spattered with his own blood as he tried to read it. And he finished that operation on himself and carried on in the race. And the hurricane was for days. And he didn't know if he would live and survive it. But the day came, and he did. And he came out of that hurricane. Can you imagine what that feels like? He really thought he was going to die, I think. And he got out of it. So encouraging. He must have been so elated. And then he heard a message on his VHF radio, a distress call, because a Frenchman in a yacht in the race had overturned back in the hurricane. And would anyone go back? And this man did. He turned his yacht round, went back into the hurricane and searched to find the Frenchman. And he did find him. The Frenchman's name, I'm just checking my notes, is Raphael Dinelli. He found him clinging to a raft in the hurricane still. And he got him on board, and they started now to sail out of the hurricane. And our man spent all his time really trying to control the boat and look after this Frenchman who was in a very bad way. Our man knew he'd lost the race. He'd spent so much time going back. His dream was shattered. And so he sailed out of the hurricane eventually with the Frenchman who was recovering. And they sailed on to the finish line. I think this is a remarkable example that we see so much of today, of people sacrificing their own dreams and ambitions to help others unselfishly. Our man is called Pete Goss. He got the OBE for what he did, and also he got the Légion d'honneur in France. And later, a few weeks later, he was at Raphael's wedding as his best man. That is such a story of courage and hope. And there is so much around of that at this moment. So I wish to encourage everybody that as things are difficult, we are cloaked and surrounded by a band of heroes and angels, incredible folk. We have a right to have hope. If you want to write to me, as some of you have, here is my email, tonypancaldi@hotmail.com. It's great to hear from you. And if you look at this video, would you please share it? The idea is to lift everyone's spirits. And thank you very much for watching. Bless your hearts. Bye.